Welcome to everyone joining us for this preview, pre-recorded on Thursday morning for Friday's meeting, which is the public holiday. Racing takes place at Fairview on the Poly track. Joining me on the line is Grant Paddock. Firstly, Grant, as we always ask, how are you doing your side and what is the weather patterns looking like?
Morning, Sheldon. Morning, punters. Pretty cold and miserable down here the last couple of days, Sheldon. We've had a bit of rain and a hell of a lot of wind. Nothing as bad at Cape Town, though. But all systems go. Poly racing tomorrow. We've been playing fairly decently. We weren't too bad on last week, and hopefully this week we can get the job done for the punters,
100%. That's why we got you as our resident expert on the show. And Grant Paddock, each and every week, he gives us the lowdown, and it's always worth throwing those horses in and following the value and the best bets on the day. Let's kick off in race number 1 over 1,300 meters, where they currently have number 1 Bridgerton at 28-10 with number 5 Manchester Fighter. 3-1 about number 6 Pisces, and then we go out to around 7-2 Swift Winged. How do you play race number 1, Grant?
Sheldon, very tricky race. I must be very honest with you. A very poor juvenile plate. I've gone for the horse Swift Wing. Looks like probably have found the right race. But I can tell you what, for the punters, they've got to be very careful of this race. I have been watching a bit of the work of the 4-horse Lord Mallory. And I must say he's been putting up some really decent work. I know he's been off 200 days, but he's definitely had enough work. He's not going to be unfit for this race. I think you'll actually run a very big race at a big price too on Friday. They go down. Very tricky race, Sheldon. I've won 82 winners from the 4, the 5, and the 6. But the punters really need to be very careful here with regard to their buy pot.
Right, so race number 1, be very cautious, watch any activity in the market and keep an eye on the runners on the way down to the gate. Grant has advised caution, so the red flag is up in race number 1, keep a close eye. Let's go on to race number 2, and hopefully the second race will be a little bit easier. The betting suggests that numbers 1 and 2 should be able to dominate this affair. Myers Cat and Short Sharp Shock. 22-10 about number 2, Short Sharp Shock, and then 28-10 about number 1, Myers Cat. Do you believe it looks a boat race between the 1 and the 2, between the Mitchley Stable and the Gavin Smith Yard?
Yeah, Sheldon, I do. Short Sharp Shock definitely holds Myers Cat on the last run and on the weights. And on the draw turnaround as well. So there's a big swing in her favour. I think she'll get it right on Friday. I think she'll take the beating. Myers Cat, the danger, and then the 2 bottom weights, Miss Tucker and Royal Venus, to fill up the minor placings. But I'm with you on this one. Boat race 2 from 1, 9 and 10 to fill up trifectas and quartets.
On to race number 3, 1,300 meters will be the distance, where they have priced up number 7, Golden Pacific. JP van der Merwe does duty for the Gavin Smith stable. 57 kilograms on the back for the 2-year-old. 18-10. Number 9, Red Love Muzieni for the Mitchley stable at 4-1. And then You Crack Me Up is at around 5-1 from the Miller Yard with Marco van Rensburg up. This is the 4-year-old. Now when you look at race number 3, you've got the 2-year-olds taking on the older horses. How do you set the senior?
Yeah, I do think the 2-year-olds are going to have it here, Sheldon. A lot of talk for the 7 Golden Pacific. They've added the blinkers, obviously, to sharpen up. He came from way off them last time and ran within 5.5 lengths of more Nova. Definitely the big runner. 18-10, I think, will shorten in. I think she'll start closer to even money. Red Love, the danger. There's no doubt she's holding steady form. But I think the 2-year-olds have got the drop on them here. A horse like Magenta and Coffee in Seattle could fill up trifectas and quartets. But definitely Golden Pacific from Red Love.
On to race number 4, and when you look at race number 4, the betting about number 6, Silver Stardust, is currently at 22-10. Now this jumps from a 6 draw, number 6 over the 1,900 meter trip, Richard Ferry for Alan Greef, 5-year-old individual. And this looks to be one of the horses on the card where a number of the guys might be going with their doubles and trebles.
Last time out, 1300, way too short. Previous run over a mile, he won extremely well. 1900, no problem. Silvano, Deadmaster Mare, no problem with the 1900. Very, very hard horse to beat. I've taken him to win it, and I've banked him in all my bets, including my buy pot. I've made him my best bet. He'll be probably followed home by the 2, the 7, and the 11. A little bit of respect for the Crafty Heart as well, but very, very hard to beat Silver Stardust, and I think he'll start a lot shorter than his current price.
Excellent, there we go. So the money will probably come, and hopefully in bucket loads, but more importantly, hopefully the horse will arrive as we go on to race number 5. And this is where Grant has elected to go a bit wider. It's over 1900 meters. And just having a look at the runners here, you've gone around about 4 horses in your bar pot. And let's just have a look here. It looks quite an open looking affair with the top weight number 1, Sugarberry, carrying the 61.5 kilograms. And then let's go down to the bottom end of the weights. We've got some horses with lighter weights in the field. Your top 4 selections, well, they're your bar pot runners. So talk us through this race.
Yeah, Sheldon, tricky kind of a fillies race. I don't like the top weight Sugarberry. She hasn't performed on Polly at all. I'm going to bypass her. I've gone for the filly that's been holding solid form, Opera Swing. He's done absolutely nothing wrong. I'm not concerned about the draw. She comes from off the pace. She ran on very strongly last time out. She doesn't have a problem with the 1900. And as I say, she's holding solid form. And as well as the stable companion, State of Mind, a very good last run as well. And then the filly, the three horse, Get It Done, won a good race last time out, but she's definitely up in the ratings. She got a 5-point penalty for that. And then a little bit of a spook that I watched work on in the week, and I thought, hell, a horse called Raspberry Beret. Please don't leave that out, punters. It will make things pay. But a tricky kind of a filly race where I've gone 11, 3, 7, 5, and add in the 4th.
There we go, Raspberry Beret, and if memory serves me correct, this is a horse that they thought had quite a bit of ability earlier on, and the way Grant mentioned the horses worked, when they catch your eye like that, throw these horses in at large prices. That'll take us on to race number 6. Race number 6, another competitive looking event where numbers 3 and 4 will be the top 2 selections for Grant Paddock. Number 3, Acorn. He's a 3-year-old bay gelding, also from the Mitchley stable, the Kelly Mitchley yard. And just looking at the riding arrangements, Muzi rode this in the penultimate run when running a good second behind El Qasim. And then I think worth forgiving that last run, Handy lacked a finish, it says.
Yeah, Sheldon didn't get the best of rides from the saddle last time out. They chased him up there the whole way, and he never had a chance to really settle. I know they're going to give him a chance and let him run at them. I thought the danger was Moon Game, was ran against a lot stronger than this field. You had a very good run to Tarantino, 2 lengths to Tarantino. But, you know, he has got coughing issues, Moon Game. Acorn, it's probably Acorn, the right kind of a race for Acorn, but it's no good thing. It's definitely a place money. Then they have the favourite, I think, Daughter of Zeus. Unfortunately, she's drawn out at 11, and she's a front runner, so she's got a bit of work to do to get there, because there's a lot of pace in the race with Life on Mars as well. But I'm actually going to go for Moon Game to win this from Acorn, then Daughter of Zeus, and then In Focus to round it up.
Now, just when you study the card, every now and again, you find one of those horses that jump off the page and look at potential quartet inclusion. Number 5, Vista Nova. Although last time a very poor run, I just think this is a horse who might be able to sneak into the back end of the quartets. Is it worth throwing in?
Yeah, he is. You have to watch him go down, though, Sheldon. You have to watch him go down. But he's one of those horses that can throw a curveball at you. He's normally pretty good on the poly. I don't know. The last run he tried 1400 and he never saw it out. So maybe back into the sprint races he'll be a horse to look at. Back end of quartets at best over 14.
That'll take us on to the penultimate race of the day, race number 7. Yeah, they'll do duty over a distance of 1,400 meters. It's a merit-rated 78 handicap, and the runners are currently on screen with the trainers, the riders, and the silks and the weights, so you can have a good look on screen when you're watching the preview show, and you can see it all for you there. Now, race number 7, 1400 meters the trip. Where do we guide the punters here? There's a number of horses who could certainly put their hand up. They've got some in and out form here and there. Who would be your top 2 or 3 in race number 7, Grant?
Sheldon, yeah, another tricky kind of a race. It's not that bad, I must be honest with you. I've gone for 1, 4, 2, and 6. Lady Mystico's done nothing wrong on the polish. She's really done very, very well. Good last run to Ancestral Prayer, which is a bit stronger than it. Definitely maybe won a nice race against slightly weaker last time out. Business Magic also a very good run to Sherry for me. And then the one that I'm actually going to end up probably going for is this horse Demigod back on the poly. You can put a line through her last run on the grass. She's got, but her prior poly form has been very, very decent. So I'm actually going to go with Demigod to win from Lady Mystico, definitely maybe, and Biju's Magic.
That'll take us on to race number 8. So bringing down the curtain will be race number 8. This will be run over a trip of 1400 meters, due off at 16:45. And just looking at the field, a big field will face the starter, so you're going to need a lot of luck in the running. Number 2, El Romiocci. This is the horse that I'll be tipping first from the best of the draw. If you look at this individual, a 6-time winner with 8 seconds, 10 thirds to the credit. Last time second to Secret is Ours over the 1600 meter trip. And let's just have a look after running second last time out. 2 runs back, 4th to Unconditional Love. Prior to that, 2nd to Fiery Duke. Where do you put number 2, El Romiocci, in your pecking order, Grant?
Number 1 in my pecking order, no doubt. He was definitely the wrong price. I don't know what price he is now. I think he was around 10 to 1. He ran in a merit-rated 82 with an average rating of 74. The average rating in this race is 66. He's got a 1 draw and a very decent jockey on. I actually make him quite hard to beat. I've selected him. His danger is definitely going to be the 7, Pedro. There's a lot of talk for Pedro in this race. I've seen some fair-sized bets that have been laid on Pedro already. Fiery Duke has also got to be a runner, and then on the road again. But this is definitely El Romiocci's race to lose. And at 10 to 1, there's very, very good value. I did make him my value bet for the day.
So we both bang on the button there. We're both on number 2, El Romiocci. So we're looking at the same book. We've been studying the same form, and we've been in the game long enough to find the value. So now it's all up to him to deliver for us, Grant.
100% Sheldon. I think they've got him in the right race, right draw. Everything's in his favour. He's actually just got to run the same race as he did last time, and he should have this field stone cold.
Excellent. So a little bit of value there. We've both picked up on El Romiocci, and at a decent price, certainly worth having a look at. We're going to bring up Grant's suggested bets for the day, and then we're going to ask Grant to take us through those selections. So Grant, you've worked out some nice suggested bets for the punters out at Fairview. If you just want to run through those selections for the guys out there and let them know exactly what you think of the card.
100% Sheldon. Okay, first of all, my best bet comes in race 4, number 6, Silver Stardust. My value bet, race 8, number 2, El Romiocci. And my suggested bet is the bipod, which I went in the first leg 4, 5, and 8, by 1 and 2, by 7 and 9, by banker 6, by 3, 5, 7, 11, by 3 and 4 at the back.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Grant. And being Friday tomorrow, where are you going to be? Are you going to be having a bra relaxing, or are you going to be indoors keeping warm?
Actually, Sheldon, I'm going to the course tomorrow. I want to catch up with some of my old mates, and I'm going to take a trip out to the course, being the day off, and hopefully make a couple of pounds.
Well, excellent. Enjoy the day at the races at Fairview, and enjoy the hospitality. And thanks very much for being on the line. So thanks very much, Grant.
Thank you very much, Sheldon. Go well.
Thanks very much to Grant Paddock on the line from Fairview. And as you heard, he is going down to the course to enjoy the day, catch up with some of the locals and his friends, and hopefully we're going to be spot on the button and he can come home with bag loads of the cash. So that's a wrap for the Fairview meeting. Best of all to each and every one of you. Enjoy the day, and we'll catch you soon.